And greetings, baseball fans around the country. One more time, we're going to do it. Perfect Game, the 2025 Perfect Game 14U Majors UBC event being held today in Southern California at Vanguard University, the baseball field here for the university system. A beautiful complex here in Southern California. Chris Allard with the call. Should be a good matchup here as the UBC competition continues to roll on as we head into this weekend. Two great teams going after one another. The ZT National Prospects, the 14U national team, directed under the guidance of Carlos Avila, the head coach. And the opposition this afternoon, the Stack Club, two Southern California teams. Kevin, the head coach for Team Stack. Your umpires today. Xavier will manage the game behind the plate, and Dale will take care of business on the infield, your two-man operation. Keeping score officially here this afternoon will be Diego for Perfect Game, taking care of business. He'll keep things in check as you follow along. And we are happy to bring you live one more time. The 2025 Perfect Game season continues to roll on. The big event just around the corner, the WWBA at the Met Complex in Alabama, that's coming up. And a lot of clubs getting themselves tuned up as we will progress on, and of course we bring you live games throughout the entire series. But right now the focus is the UBC. The coaching staff for the ZT Prospects national team, head coach Carlos Avila as mentioned. Eric Ortiz, he'll call the game, managing pitches and handling the situation. Sam, another outstanding coach, and Ronnie, the pitching coach for the club. Coach Trey, one of the coaches that's not here this weekend. He and his wife just had their first child, and we congratulate them on having a newborn life, and a special time for them. And we will see Trey catching up with the club as the ZT Prospects national team continues to roll on in 2025. Chris Allard with the call. Stay with us. It's almost game time. And bringing you back in here as we head towards the 11 a.m. hour here in Southern California. Vanguard University up in the Costa Mesa area. Close to Newport Beach, all of the coastal communities here within Southern California. And some of the great colleges and universities and some of the best baseball players in the country come out of Southern California. And we'll see a good matchup here this morning. The ZT national team, the 14U Prospects Club going up against Stacked. As I mentioned, two very good California organizations. Stack will be the home team. They'll get the bottom of the frame. They'll start out on the defensive side. Tyler Harrison, he'll take the hill. He'll get his warm-up tosses here. Harrison will be the pitcher of record. And behind the plate, Liam Snyder. Snyder will do the catching. He'll manage things for his club. Over on the first base side, Mason Esquivel. He'll handle first base for the club over in the second base position. Frank Uranus over in the third base side. You'll have Maximo Ruiz. Your shortstop today, Garrick Gonzalez. He'll play short for the club. Over on the left side, Joshua Benke. And your center fielder, Landon Lamana. And right field, Seth Allison will round it out. That's the defensive set for Stacked. And we'll get things underway here to start one game today, actually, for clubs here in the UBC, the format. This is day 3, Thursday, Friday, Saturday today. And, of course, into tomorrow, Father's Day. So an early shout-out to dads out there happy Father's Day. Hopefully you're enjoying some time with your family. And for those that are here on the baseball field watching your sons perform. Well, the prospects, they'll start things off. Charlie Blaylock, who'll lead things off for the club. As behind the plate, Snyder will send it down. And we'll be ready to go here momentarily. As I mentioned, Xavier, your umpire, he'll manage the game. Working on the infield with Dale. And Coach Sam heads down to the first base side, and Coach Carlos having a couple of words with Ronnie, his pitching coach. He'll be ready to go here momentarily. Hour 45, no new time frame, 7-inning games. As Xavier will set the table, we're ready to go. Blaylock steps in. And a strike located on the outer third to open up with. As Blaylock takes a look, Harrison with an 0-1 count. Breaking ball, and for the strike there, so Blaylock. Curveball drops in, and Blaylock takes a look at an 0-2 count. Blaylock, center fielder, backing up, should have plenty of range there, and will pull it in. So Landon will pick up the first out, and Blaylock will have a seat. Stepping in, Mateo Victorio, a.k.a. Monster Victorio. Mateo swings it from the right side, top-rated player in the country, catcher for the club, versatile player. As Harrison ready to deal, works from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Hit by pitch, so Victorio, one pitch. Not the way he wanted to get on, but he'll take it as Victoria will head down to first base. 90 feet to start things off. Prospects put a runner on. Stepping in the three-hitter, Easton O'Quinn, third baseman for the club. And they're going to run courtesy runner for Victoria over on the first base side. As Mateo will come back in. Looks like Jason Marquez heading out over to the first base side. So O'Quinn will step in. Runner on here, hit by pitch. Pitch on the way. Ball is low in the zone. The count is 1-0. And the ball gets behind the plate, and Harrison, as that one bounced at the dirt there, Harrison couldn't glove up, and runner will move up 90 feet to second, and a ball at the plate. The count is 2-0. So O'Quinn looking at 2 balls and no strikes. Harrison just settling in here this morning. We welcome you here at top of the first frame, no score. 2025 Perfect Game UBC. And a ball out. Good stop for Harrison. Keeps it out in front. And the count is 3-0. And O'Quinn looks at a strike. The count goes to 3-1. Still in a hitter's count. Harrison takes a look over at second. Second baseman shuffling in on him a bit. Frankie Arenas. Harrison takes another look. Pitch on the way. The ball is low and out, ball 4. So Harrison loses O'Quinn on a walk. And a hit by pitch prior to that. And the runners at first and second for the ZT Prospects. Stepping in, number 13, Noah Geralamick. So Noah steps in as a quick conversation out on the hill. Harrison Talking to his catcher there, Liam Snyder. Said, hey, let's settle down. It's early. Prospects, on the other hand, here with an opportunity. Second baseman is still in the inside part of the bag there. Right side, deep ball. That ball's hit hard and all the way to the plate. That ball is gone. So Geralamick, Noah pulls the trigger and goes deep to the right side. So a 3-run shot for Geralamick to open things up for the Prospects. And Noah goes deep to the right center side, and the Prospects will strike first. Stepping in, Trey Lawrence. Lawrence hitting in the 5 spot for the Prospects. Harrison just hung that ball up there for Geralamick and going deep there. And Lawrence cuts the ball foul to the right side and out of play. And the count evens up at 1-1 for Tyler Harrison, stacked pitcher. These young players swinging wood bats. As a fastball up, and the count goes to 2-1. And a big hit, as I mentioned, for Geralamick. Well past 320 as we're 320 to the corners. Lawrence locked in. Trey, well hit ball in the gap, left center. That going to get on board for a single. And Lawrence gets a good piece of hitting there. Stepping in, the right fielder, Brody Taylor. Taylor, one of the East Coast team members. Dad Aaron, wrestling family. Attended Cornell. Pitch on the way. And ball just hit him there. So Taylor will wear the pitch and on board. So Cotter Nash will step in with Taylor at first and Lawrence at second. And a little bit of movement on the second baseman. Frankie Arenas. And Harrison runs it upstairs. The count is 1-0. Ball low, and a 2-0 count. And a big cut there. Harrison gets it through, and Nash takes a cut. The count is 2-1. Xavier, our head umpire, managing the game, as I mentioned. Working with his partner, Dale. And another cut there. Harrison gets in the low part of the plate. And Nash goes after it in a 2-2 count. So Cotter will step out and reload. Lawrence over at the second base side. Taylor at first. And a ball low as Nash lays off, not biting there. And the count goes full to 3-2. And inside, inner third, just missing there. Harrison thought he might have had it. And Carter Nash will head down 90 feet to first base. And a quick visit out to the bump to talk to Harrison. Stay with us. We're in the top of the first frame, the 2025 UBC Perfect Game event here being played at Vanguard University. Chris Allard with the call. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back into live action here with one out here. If you're just joining us, Nash gets on board. And Daniel Bedard will step in. Bases loaded here with one down. Righty-lefty matchup. And a ball is out. The count is 1-0. And a good pitch there, curveball. So Harrison evens it up on Bedard, the 1-1 count. Prospects and the bases loaded here. Striking first, brought 3 over on Juralimic's ball out of the yard over on the right side. And the count goes to 2-1. Time is called. Bedard steps out. Harrison will reset. And Bedard takes a cut. Harrison runs it through. The count goes to 2-2. And a ball low. Full count to Bedard. As Bedard steps back in. Time is called. Harrison steps off. Bedard steps out. So Harrison will reset. Full count. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the first frame, 3-0 Prospects. And a ball low out, ball 4. So Bedard gets on with a walk, and Harrison will walk in Trey Lawrence from third. And the Prospects will pick up their 4th, and another visit out to the bump to talk to their pitcher, their man Tyler Harrison, just getting settled in here early this morning in the top of the first. Stay with us. The 2025 Perfect Game UBC continues to roll on. We'll be right back. So the head coach, Kevin Stack team, decided to make a pitching change here early on as Harrison has tried to settle into his stuff, just couldn't quite get it, and have loaded the bases. Prior to that, Noah Geralamick with a three-shot bomb on the right side cleared the yard, and a walk-in run here. A couple of hit by pitches, so Harrison, he'll live to pitch another day. Good pitcher, had some command issues to start it off, but that's just the beauty of this game. He will be there again, I'm sure, performing quite well. So pitching change here, Matthew Avila will step in. A lefty here as Brandon Manavong steps in and opens up with a strike. Manavong takes a look. The count is 0-1. And a ball getting away. Good speed in Taylor, and he will cruise in from third as that bounces at the plate. And a tough play there coming out of the dish, right off the pop. That's a tough play there for Snyder. And the Prospects will pick up their fifth on the pass ball. So second and third occupied as Manavong steps back in. Matthew steps off and resets. And a ball out. The count goes to 2-1. Manavong left side. Left fielder should have a shot there, and a good job there. Tagging up from third is Carter Nash with good speed. And Xavier, our umpire, looks down the line as they check it, thinking he might have left early, and the call is safe. So they pick up their sixth, and 2 outs, and a good grab over on the left side. Josh Abenke pulls that in. And Bedard is going to move up 90 feet to third. And the count goes to 3-2. And chopped foul. So Cameron Walters chops one foul there. Right off his foot, looked like. And a strike there, up and in. And the count is 1-2 as Walters steps back in. Foul ball off the third base line. Ruiz gloved it just outside the line in foul territory. Good arm across the deck, though. And a ball out. Count goes to 2-2. A 2-2 count with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Ball runs out, and the count goes full of 3-2. Shortstop gathers. Gonzalez across the deck in time. 6-3 on the putout, but the Prospects, they bring 6 over in the top of the first frame, and it starts with Noah Geralamick playing the long game with the big one to the right side. We'll get on the offensive side for the Stack Club, and the Prospects here in the bottom of the first frame will get on defense. Chris Aller with a call. The 2025 Perfect Game UBC Tournament continues to roll on here in Southern California. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in live, we welcome you here this afternoon. I should say early morning, late morning, 11:20 p.m. here, a.m. God, I've been traveling. Sorry, folks. It's been a long week for me. I'll get it worked out as Manavong, your pitcher of record for the Prospects, will take the hill behind the plate. Mateo Victorio as he sends it down. Over on the first base side, Daniel Bedar. Over at second, over in the 4 spot, Charlie Blaylock. Third base in the 5 spot, Easton O'Quinn. Your 6 spot, Noah Geralamick over at short. Left side, Trey Lawrence. Center field, Carter Nash. And over on the right side, rounding things out, is Brody Taylor. Liam Snyder will step in for Stack to start things off. Facing Manavong here in the bottom of the first frame. And the count is 1-0. Manavong runs it upstairs. Ball's hit right center. Center fielder, good route, a big way there, and not able to glove it. And deep in center field, and kind of landing on his shoulder there, holding himself, Carter Nash. He's a big kid, strong kid, and laid it out. So a good swing there, on board with a single for Stack to open up. So Coach Carlos heading out to talk to Carter Nash to make sure he's okay. Nash landed on his shoulder kind of awkward and came up kind of grimacing. He's definitely a player that Carlos does not want to have injured and lose him based on that situation. As Carlos has a couple of words with him out there, just checking on him. Carter Nash, one of the top-rated players in the country in the 14 Majors division, multi-sport athlete as well. Plays some football. So hopefully he's okay. Carlos getting in a little jog this morning, and we'll be ready to go here. So he's checking on his guy, and Landon will step in. And a ball chopped foul at the plate. The count's 0-1. So Snyder over at first base. Bedar will hold him on. And Manavong works from the stretch, takes a look over. And he did go. Yes, he did, says Xavier. And the count is 0-2, so LaManna pulls the trigger on the low part of the plate on the inner third. So a chopper as Manavong rolls off and able to gather after that thing settled. 1-3 on the put out there. LaManna will have a seat. They're going to run for Snyder. Got on board with a single and over at second. And a strike at the plate. Manavong opens up against Matthew Avila, who has taken over for Stacked on the hill, as Harrison had some short work in the top of the first frame. The count is 0-1. And Manavong goes low, and if you look at the pitching mound out there, they've got some turf that's laid over on the top, perhaps maybe under repair or something. I'm not sure what the strategy is there, and Manavong kind of rolled off. And a ball missing there. The count goes to 1-1. Gerolimic for the Prospects over on the shortstop side. Playing in the back pocket with the stacked runner at second. I didn't get the number on the guy running for Snyder. The ball's pulled foul to the right side. The count goes even up at 2-2. One out here in the bottom of the first. Stacked with the runner at second. Leadoff hit for Snyder. Pitch on the way. And yes, he did. Tag there on the drop 3. So Victorio comes out quickly and puts the tag on Avila. He'll have a seat, and 2 down on the books. So 2 down. Mason Esquivel steps in, the first baseman. He hits in the 4 spot. And Manavong opens up with a strike. The count's 0-1. And Manavong, good curve there. It looked like maybe a slider. So I took my eyes off there at the last second, but a good pitch for Manavong, and he'll work ahead here in an 0-2 count. Runner at second. Gerolimic in tight on him. And swing and a miss, strike 3 there. So Manavong gets the K. Good work for him. They'll strand one on 1 hit. Snyder got on board, but not able to manufacture and turn something over. We will head to the second. Prospects leading this one 6-0. We'll be right back. So Charlie Blaylock steps in, and the count is 2-0. So Blaylock here on a lefty-lefty matchup is Sam from head umpire Xavier, just making sure he's in a good spot there as that runs outside. The count's 3-0. So Blaylock looking for a knock here. And the count is 3-0. Pitch on the way. Ball runs out. Ball 4. So Blaylock gets a free ride 90 feet down to first. And will find himself on board here in the top of the second. The prospects running through the order here. Well, Victoria looks at ball 1 there. And Blaylock shuffling around on the move. Blaylock throw down to second. A good throw. The tag is on. And a good play there. So Gonzalez from the shortstop position slaps on the tag. And 2 balls on the play, 2-1. So Victoria. Blaylock had a good jump, was in hard, but a good arm behind the plate. And the out recorded. And the count is 3-0. And ball 4, so Avila lets Monster down to first. And Victoria will get on board with a walk. Stepping in Easton O'Quinn. O'Quinn and some shuffling here of the deck and the defensive side. And it looks like the starting pitcher and Tyler Harrison will move over to third. And perhaps they're looking at some pitching adjustments taking place on the Stack side. So Ruiz steps off a third. Harrison steps in. And Easton O'Quinn looks at a strike. 1 out. The count is 0-1. And a ball is up. Back pick attempt. Throw down to Mason Esquivel. Well hit ball. That ball's turning to the right side and gets in. A good knock for Easton O'Quinn. And on his way to third in good speed. A good throw. And getting it under the tag. Good wheels there. So Easton O'Quinn with a good knock. Geralamick steps in, looks at a strike there. Avila opens up and ahead in the count, 0-1. Runners at the corners, right side. That ball's deep again. And the right fielder will back it up and be able to pull it down. So Geralamick running in the same area, but he'll get the sac fly and the RBI. So Noah and the prospects will pick up their 7th here. And Trey Lawrence will step in. O'Quinn parked at first. And a good pitch there for Avila. Curveball comes in. The count is 0-1. So Trey Lawrence, time called at the plate. Lawrence will step out. And a strike outside on the outer third. Good pitch there. And so the count is 0-2 as Matthew Avila works ahead. Pitch on the way. Lawrence pulls it foul to the third base side. Coach Carlos had to get out of there quickly. He's still got some reaction capabilities. Pretty fast on his feet nonetheless. As that ball wrapped around him. A little smile from his face. Xavier, our head umpire, puts it back in. We're good to go. The 0-2 pitch. And a good stop behind the plate. Snyder. The count is 1-2. Well, Quinn parked at first as Esquivel holds him on. Quick check over to the first base side. Strike three outside. Lawrence get caught looking. And that'll do it there, but the prospects are able to bring one over. They'll leave one on. They lead it 7-0. The 2025 Perfect Game UBC event here at Vanguard University, their baseball complex, a beautiful facility here in Southern California. Chris Allard with the call. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, we'll bring you back into live action here as we continue to roll on here on the third day of the 2025 UBC Perfect Game event here in Southern California. Teams playing at the Great Park in Irvine, and a beautiful opportunity to be able to play here. And we're ready to go. Manavong steps in. So Ryder Cortez, 5, 6, 7 spots here. And Manavong leads with a strike. And back-to-back good pitches there. The count's 0-2. Ryder comes in as a DH. Ready to go here. And that gets away from Manavong, and the count goes to 1-2. So Cortez, 1-2 count. He'll reload. As Victorio shuffling a little bit of the dirt behind the dish here. Manavong ready to go. The 1-2 pitch, right side. And a good glove there, so Charlie Blaylock. 4-3 put out to Bedard. And Blaylock again. And Bedard in and out of the glove is safe. So that ball off the top of the glove there for Bedard looked like he had it, tried to pull it in, and it rolled out of the glove there. So on board. Reach on air there. Joshua Benke will step in. count is 1-0. High fly ball. Right side, Brody Taylor coming in. And calls off Charlie Blaylock. So Brody Taylor quick off the barrel from the right side and charged up the line and able to pull it in for the out. 2 down. So Garrick Gonzalez steps in and looks at a ball. The count is 1-0. Runner over on the first base side. Right side in the gap. That ball's tailing. Brody Taylor's going to have to go a long way. And Taylor, unbelievable catch. Brody Taylor, as Gonzalez stroked it and deep to the right side and center, and Taylor comes up big. What a play, a highlight reel grab for Taylor. And they'll turn the side over. A good one as promised. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action here. You can probably see part of the tent line here. It's one of the shaded areas as Brody Taylor looks at a strike. Count goes to 1-1, back to live action. 7-0 prospects here in the top of the third frame as Taylor steps back in. And a stinger there as Xavier, our head umpire, he spun out quickly as everybody got a little bit of that foul tip. Xavier says, "See, I'm good." 1-2 the count to Brody Taylor. We'll make the adjustment here on the camera in just a moment, so we apologize there. They had to move the 10 across, and fastball up and in on Taylor. A little bit of chin music there. And the count is 2-2 as Taylor steps back in. count goes full at 3-2. Taylor, right side, foul. Ruiz putting a fastball over. So Maximo bringing some heat there. But Taylor jumps on it, pulls it foul to the right side and out of play. Strike three call. Taylor gets caught looking on the inner third of the plate. A good pitch for Ruiz. And Taylor will have a seat. Stepping in, Carter Nash. And strike there. The count is 0-1. And Carter Nash looks at a ball, and the count goes even to 1-1. So a couple of big defensive plays there and good effort nonetheless as Nash over at second. Bednar looking for an opportunity here as the count is 1-1 with one out. Pitch on the way, runner goes. Throw down to third, a one-hopper. That gets through. Good speed, he's going to have to come hard. And they'll cut it off at third, no play there. Harrison looked like he had a glove on him, and good wheels from Carter Nash. And a strike at the plate called. And the 8th run for the Prospects. They get one over here. Bases are empty and a 1-1 count. Snyder with a good arm. He fired down to third, and Harrison just couldn't shut it down in the glove, and it gets through on the third base side for Carter Nash to score. And a ball out. The count goes to 2-1. And Bedard in tight there as he jumps out, and the count goes to 3-2. So full count to Bedard as he'll reload. As Ruiz and Bedard on the outside part of the plate takes a cut. Could have been a ball there, and Bedard takes a cut. And Ruiz will get the strikeout. So Brandon Manavong will step in. Manavong staying as pitcher of record thus far for the Prospects, starting things off facing Ruiz for the first time. Manavong right side, right fielder, should have a good route to his left, and he'll pull it in. So a good grab on the left side, a high fly out as Benke pulls that in, and Prospects, though, they'll get one. Carter Nash takes advantage of the situation on the bases and will able to come home. The Prospects get their 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the third. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game UBC here tournament in Southern California. Chris Allard with the call. I'll be right back. Well, you bring me back in here this afternoon. It should be a good one. It continues to roll on. Pleasant day here in Southern California. The Marine Layer kicked in early. This is what happens in California this time of the year. Get a lot of folks coming from the East Coast and different parts of the country for these events and looking for this weather in California. But the Marine Layer is starting to burn off. We're ready to go here. Manavong, Coach Kevin heads down to the third base side. Manavong ready to go. And a ball there at the plate. Count is 1-0. Seth Allison will step in a righty-lefty matchup here. Allison is swings from the right side. So Manavong playing a little catch here as we get ready to get things straightened out, which we're just getting that fence taken care of in center field just right off the batter's eye. Little maintenance work for Carter Nash. Allison will step in, the 9-hitter. They go 9-10-1. Manavong left side, backing up, and a routine grab there. So Lawrence will pull that in, and Allison will have a seat. So a good hit, good stroke on the ball there, and stepping in the 10-hitter, Frankie Arenas. second baseman for the club. Manavong ready to go here. Prospects leading this one in the bottom of the third frame, 8-0. Manavong. Chopper left side, and O'Quinn rolls off, and he'll glove it foul. And Frankie will come back. So Frankie reloads here. He'll step back in. An 0-1 count here. With one out on the books for Manavong. And a ball missing on the inner third, low on the inside part of the plate. The count evens up at 1-1. And a strike. Manavong makes the adjustment, runs it outside. And a 1-2 count. Victorio sets up. Swing and a miss at the plate. Drop 3 there, and Manavong comes across the plate. Victorio, and the drop 3 tags him. And the out's recorded there. Liam Snyder got a single his last at bat, and they could manufacture a run out of it as Snyder check swing at the plate. Did he go? They appeal down the line? No. And the count goes to 2-0. So Snyder and takes a cut there, and the count goes to 2-1. As I mentioned, a lot of these teams priming themselves, getting ready for the 2025 WWBA at the Met Complex in Alabama. And that is a huge tournament as Manavong runs inside and misses. The count goes to 3-1. So well executed event. Always Perfect Game putting on excellent tournaments throughout the country. Learn more, go to perfectgame.org. And Manavong gets a cut from Snyder, and the count goes full at 3-2 as he runs that through on the lower third. It's an inside pitch. Good movement for Manavong. Full count. The 3-2 pitch. Ball's cut foul and out of play. So Snyder, time called, as again the soccer ball or something, yeah, there's soccer going on. The setup here at Vanguard's a beautiful facility. It's right on the inside part of the campus at Vanguard University. And then on the other side, this is the Dean Harvey Field. And then on the opposite side of Dean Harvey, right on the right field side, there's a soccer player going on. Big stuff happening. Ball comes in. Full count again. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop 3 there. Victoria will clear the lane, and that'll do it. So the Prospects do what they need to do. They go 1-2-3 here in the third frame. We're through 3. The Prospects leading this one 8-0. We'll go to the top of the fourth. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game UBC event here in Southern California. Chris Aller with a call. I'll be right back. We'll bring you back in here as we start the top of the fourth here, as Cameron Walters will step in for the Prospects. And an 8-0 lead here as Ruiz stays on the hill. Maximo, fine young pitcher, looking at the 14U Majors age group here for perfect game. Some of the best 14U players in the country being represented. Ruiz ready to go. And the ball's up. The count's 1-0. Walters looking at a 2-0 count. And Walters takes a cut, fouls it off to the right side and out of play. And the count goes to 2-1. So the 3-1 pitch to Cameron Walters. Walters back up the middle. Good gather it short, throw across, a one hop, and in time. So Garrett Gonzalez with a 6-3 putout. Back to the top of the order for the Prospects, and Charlie Blaylock will step in. Blaylock looks at ball one. The count's 1-0. And a ball low, and the count evens up. Correction, 2-0. And a hard hit ball. That ball could look like it was going to drop in. A good stroke for Blaylock, but over on the left field side. A good route. And Josh Benke gets there and pulls it in. So 2 down. As Victorio steps in. Ruiz goes up, fastball, misses there in the upper part of the zone. The count is 1-0. And the ball's run out, and the count goes to 2-0. A 2-0 count. And the count goes to 3-0. Ball 4, so 4-pitch walk to the catcher Victoria, which they'll probably run for him. Marquez will run over on the first base side for Victorio. So on with the walk, we'll bring up Easton O'Quinn. And on deck, Noah Jerolomic. Counts 1-0. And a ball missing out. Count is 2-0. As O'Quinn looking for a knock here. The prospects striking early in the first couple of frames, and a high fly ball. Second baseman rolling off there should be able to pull it in, and the grab was made there. They'll leave one on. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Prospects leading this one 8-0. We'll be right back. So Victorio fires it down to second. We'll be ready to go here in the bottom of the first frame. Correction, fourth frame. I'm tired. Just got off an airplane about 45 minutes ago. And ready to go here as Xavier, our head umpire, will put it in play. The prospects leading 8-0 over Stacked. So we're ready to go. Manavong stays on the hill. Matthew Avila looks at a strike. Correction, Landon. Another deep play, a big route in. Laying it out was Carter Nash. Brody Taylor brings it in. The tag is on, and in time. What a play as the defense with Carter Nash and Brody Taylor. And Carter Nash lays it out to try to pull the fly down. That gets through. And Taylor backs him up and guns him down at second. So Landon with a big poke and a big play. One out. And the count is 1-0. Matthew. Second baseman gathering. Blaylock will handle it there. 4-3 put out on the books. And the prospects will pick up their second out. Escobar steps in, the first baseman. Manavong runs him in low on the inside part of the plate. And the count is 1-0. A 2-0 count. that gets away from Manavong. The count's 3-0. And ball 4. So Manavong, 4-pitch walk administered here to the first baseman, Esquivel. Stepping in Ryder Cortez with Esquivel at first. Bedar will hold him on, and Manavong will work from the stretch. Pitch on the way. And Victorio keeping that out in front, and the count is 1-0. Prospects looking to get out of the inning here with 2 down as Cortez steps back in. So a quick visit
from a mother
out to the hill, and a good friend of ours actually stepping in, Heather Gonzalez, her sons, play some ball, and Garrett Gonzalez is the shortstop for Stacked. Heather, how you doing today? As we're Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
Very nice stuff. How you been?
I'm great, thank you.
Very good. Nice to see you and the family out here, and I see your husband Darren over there. He's always on the phone, but always a pleasure to see you all. And again, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. We're ready to go. Manavong from the stretch. Esquivel over on the first base side. One hopper at the plate, in and out. So Manavong faltering a little bit here. And Manavong usually, consistently I should say, throws strikes and can work around the plate and put Esquivel on with a 4-pitch walk, and it's a 3-0 count here. So Cortez will be taking all the way, forcing Manavong to throw a strike. And he does. Manavong answers back. 3-1, still in a hitter's count. Prospects looking to get out of the inning here. 8-0. Prospects over Stacked, the bottom of the 4th. And swing and a miss there, and the count goes full at 3-2. So a changeup, good pitch there for Manavong. Cortez steps back in. The 3-2 pitch, right side. And on board with a single. Cortez gets on board. Coach Eric Ortiz going to take a visit out to the mound to talk to Manavong. Stay with us. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game UBC tournament here in Southern California. Chris Allard with the call. I'll be right back. So Manavong puts a strike up and opens up there. The count's 0-1. Seth Allison at the plate. And Giraldo make it short, shuffling around. Well hit ball right side. Brody Taylor, a little shuffle. And to the fence line. Rounding will be Esquivel. And a long throw in and not in time. So a solid double and an RBI for Allison. And Stack gets on the board. And they'll pick up their first run here. So correction on that. Ruiz with the double, Maximo. The double and an RBI. It'll go to him as Benke steps in. And Josh looks at a strike. The count is 0-1. And Manavong comes inside. And the count is 1-1. So 2-1 count. Shortstop side. Gerolimic gathers across the deck. 6-3 put out. They'll pick one up. They leave a couple on. We'll head to the top of the fifth. ZT Prospects leading this one 8-1. The 2025 Perfect Game UBC tournament here in Southern California. We're playing at the Vanguard University Baseball Field, a beautiful site here in Southern California. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yeah, we're ready to go here in the fifth as Noah Gerolimic will step in. Ruiz to deal to him. And Maximo comes in. And the count is 1-0 to Gerolimic. And Noah takes a cut foul. And the count goes to 1-1. Gerolimic, one hopper. Gonzalez is in time, so right into the shortstop hands. And a 6-3 put out there for Team Stack. And Garrett Gonzalez, they pick up their first out. Trey Lawrence will step in. Hit by pitch there. Lawrence gets on the hard way. And that'll bring up Brody Taylor. runs low on the inside. The count is 1-0. So Taylor steps out. Ruiz will step off, and everybody will reset here. Runner goes. Ball's pulled foul to the right side. Runner goes, one hopper, and Gonzalez was in tight on the bag there, coming from short, kind of had to extend out his glove side arm and not able to sweep it in on Lawrence with good speed. He'll end up at second. Ball at the plate. And Gonzalez shuffling in the back pocket of Trey Lawrence there on the defensive side. He'll roll off, pitch on the way, ball's outside. Right side, well hit ball for Taylor. It'll stay fair. Into the corner it goes. Lawrence will score easily from second, and Brody Taylor will shut it down at second with a stand-up double and an RBI. So on the long double for Brody Taylor to the right side, he brings across his teammate Trey Lawrence, and the prospects here at 9-1. Carter Nash will step in. One out. And Taylor at second. Second baseman creeping in some. Otherwise, the defense is ranged up. Ruiz runs it in. The count is 1-0. Carter Nash takes a cut. Foul tip. Count evens up at 1-1 with one out. If you're just joining us this afternoon, we welcome you. Sunshine, blue skies in Southern California. Great baseball action here at the UBC. And Maximo goes low, and the count is 2-1. Going upstairs, they're missing in the upper part of the zone, and Carter Nash laying off, not chasing. Hitters count here still at 3-1. Ball low, ball four. So Ruiz loses Carter Nash 90 feet down to first, and that'll bring up Daniel Bedar. So Bedar will step in. Nash over at first. And that ball gets away at the plate. Gets away from the catcher. And everybody will move up. So ball at the plate. The count's 1-0 to Bedar. Liam Snyder just couldn't glove up there on that pitch from Ruiz. Brody Taylor in scoring position. Carter Nash at second. And a ball low on Bedard as he takes a look there. The count's 2-0. And a strike outside. And the count is 2-1. And a ball out, back pick there, attempted third, and back in time. Brody Taylor was up the line, and a good arm, and Liam Snyder. And Coach Kevin heading out to talk to the infield umpire. Not sure what that's about. And they'll have their conversation for a moment. So a little bit of a consultation between Xavier, our head umpire, and Dale. And not being privy to the conversation, I'm not sure what that's about, whether something to do with Carlos or something to do with So Dale in the conversation behind the plate. My apologies there. Xavier is on the infield. And they were questioning something on the play there. So safe is Brody Taylor getting back. So after that's done, we'll get back to live action here. Count is 3-1 to Bedard. So Dale ready to go. Pitch on the way. And ball 4 for Bedard. So he'll hand up on first base. So he gets a walk with 1 out. And Brandon Manavong will step in, and that's going to perhaps be another visit here. And this is the first one for Coach Kevin. And they're going to send a first baseman. So Ryder Cortez knocks on the door of the bullpen, and Escobar will come in and take over. He was on first, and Coach Kevin's going to make a change here. We'll get some warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to go. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game UBC tournament here in Southern California. Chris Allard with the call. I'll be right back. So what happens then?
I think it was probably midnight, maybe 12:30 we get on the plane.
Okay.
And then
This is East Coast time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we sit on the tarmac for probably 15, 20 minutes or so.
Oh,
and the pilot
no.
finally comes on and he's like, well, just to let you guys know, apparently this flight fell off the radar. Or whatever
Fell off the radar.
Off the radar meaning like they didn't think that we were going to be flying. So
Oh, so it wasn't like booked in there, like whatever?
It was supposed to have been booked, but apparently when the pilots walked off,
They
like,
canceled it.
deleted
Yeah.
or
So the
something from
flight
their
didn't
system.
exist. So it
the
wasn't
flight
in the
didn't-
system for a full
Exactly.
route. So they had to reroute it, right?
Well, so he said, I'm waiting to find out what they're going to allow us to do, but it looks like they may cancel us. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
geez Louise.
No way.
Well, about 15 minutes later, he comes back on and he says they're allowing us to fly. So we
Wow.
finally made it here at
What time?
We got to the hotel at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh
we were
my-
supposed to be here
on-
at 9:30 on. We were supposed to be.
When
here
did you
at
fly on Thursday, right?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, so you're supposed to be here at like,
9:30 Thursday night.
yeah, and you got in Friday morning at 4:30.
4:30. Yeah.
Wow. Was your hotel room still okay to get to?
Yes, thank God. Yeah.
Because that would have been a real,
Oh yeah.
Show.
Well, thankfully I was in touch with Jillian.
oh, good.
So
Yeah, good.
She called the hotel.
Good.
But yeah, I couldn't get my rental car because they were closed.
Oh, geez. Because you flew into LA, right?
Yeah. So I said next time I'm flying into John Wayne.
It's so much easier.
Yeah,
I mean,
you still won't pay for it though.
I know. You know what they should do is give you guys options, like to
Yes,
say,
if you want
like
ADM.
if you want to fly, here's our rate at John Wayne.
Yep.
Here's our rate at LA. You choose it. The difference is we'll pay for X.
Yep.
And even if they say they have to pay for it now and use their money,
Yeah.
that's okay. Just bill me and
Yeah.
let me bring it back to you.
Yes.
I need to bring. I need to see.
I say that every time because I said it last.
Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. Brandon Manavong will step in. Pitching change on the outside part of the plate. The count is 1-0. Back pick. Tag is on. And Bedard gets back in time. And the count is 1-1. Pitch on the way. Ball is just out. And the count is 2-1. And ball 4. So Mason Esquivel comes in off of first base to take over in a tough position to be in with the bases loaded, and will issue the walk to Brandon Manavong, and Brody Taylor will come over and the 10th run will cross. Stepping in, Cameron Walters. Walters coming in as the extra hitter here. We're in the 5th frame. And a strike there, so good pitch for Mason. And the count is 0-1. Swing on the outside, and Mason gets that through. And the count is 1-2. And strike called there. Strike 3, so Walters will have a seat, and Esquivel gets the strikeout. And 2 outs on the books here for Charlie Blaylock. With Blaylock right side, that gets outside of the reach on the first base side. Here comes one. They're going to throw it in, and one will come over. So a well-hit ball for Charlie Blaylock, as he'll get the RBI single, and Carter Nash will bring over the 11th. Stepping in, Mateo Victorio. Bases stay full here. Mason ready to go. Counts 1-0. And a strike there. Mason makes the adjustment, runs it in. And Victorio takes a look. It's a 1-1 count with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. And another strike there. So Esquivel And a 1-2 count on Victorio. Mateo steps back in. Mason makes any adjustment on his hat. We're ready to go. Bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch forthcoming with 2 down. And a ball at the plate. The count gets even at 2-2. And cut foul. And the count holds at 2-2 here on Victorio as he steps back in. Looking for a knock here with the bases juiced. Right side, that gets through. And here comes one in Bedard. And no play at home, and they throw to second. And that's going to bring in Charlie Blaylock. So there's no play there. So a double for Victorio and 3 across. So base clearing for Mateo Victorio. And Easton O'Quinn will step in. So Monster. So Victorio ends up at third there, and the ball at the plate for O'Quinn. And they're going to run for him. As Marquez steps in over on the third base side. And a 1-hop there on Gonzalez. Looked like he was ready to glove it. And that ball jumped up and into left center. And Easton O'Quinn, I should say, gets on board with a single. And the Prospects will pick up their 15th, the runner at third. So Noah Gerolimic will step back in. O'Quinn at first. And a ball there, the count's 1-0. Noah in the first. Went deep to right field. And cleared the yard. Big hit there for him. The 1-0 pitch. Back pick attempt and a good throw again. Liam Snyder showing his stuff behind the plate. He's got a put out on a stolen base attempt. He's got a good arm. He comes out of the pop quickly. And the count is 3-0 to Gerolimic. Throw over, O'Quinn gets back. And a big cut upstairs there as that gets through. The count's 3-1. So the Prospects getting a lot of production early on out of their bats. And ball 4, so Gerolimic will get a free ride down to first base. And Trey Lawrence will step in. Coach Kevin visit out to the mound. Could have a pitching change coming up momentarily. Stay with us, the 2025, day number 3 of the Perfect Game UBC tournament here in Southern California. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action, ready to go. Trey Lawrence steps in, pitching change made. Landon steps in and opens up with the ball. The count's 1-0. And Trey Lawrence fouls it off to the right side and out of play. The count goes to 1-1. And Trey Lawrence, a high fly ball to the right side. The right fielder having to come in and will pull it in on the right side. So well executed play there, and Stacked will get on the offensive side. The bottom of the fifth, Prospects open this thing up early. It's 15-1. Stay with us. The 2025 Perfect Game UBC. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in here, Mason Moeller will take over for Brandon Manavong, the lefty. Moeller from Florida, playing with the national team, been with the organization for a number of years. And Lawrence will be ready to go here. Moeller ready to get things started. And Mason will open up with a foul ball cut for Garrick Gonzalez. So Garrick hits in the 8 spot. They go 8, 9, 10 as he fouls off. And Moeller, good pitch there. Fastball comes over. And the count is 0-2 to Gonzalez. Now Garrick steps back in. And a ball out. The count goes to 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Prospects opened things up early on in the first frame and been able to chip away here as Garrick takes a cut. Foul territory, Victorio and Bedard going to the dugout, and the ball ends up right on the rooftop of the dugout. So no play there. Gonzalez will stay in. And Garrick, I'll put my 2 cents in for the Gonzalez family. They're my neighbors in Ladera Ranch. And I've grown up around the family, and Heather and Darren, wonderful folks. And Garrick, a young player, maturing, and a couple of the other boys. And it's good to see these young guys out here getting it going early on. Gonzalez, a 1-2 pitch for Moeller on the way. Right side, one hopper in and out of the glove for Charlie Blaylock. Routine play there, but a hard hit. Gonzalez gets the barrel, but right to the second baseman Blaylock, and a 4-3 put out. Stepping in, Seth Allison. Lefty-lefty matchup as Moeller runs it upstairs. Allison with a cut, and Moeller gets it through. The count is 0-1. And Moeller, changeup outside part of the plate, and the count is 0-2. And Moeller elevates just a bit out of the zone and outside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Allison. Good knock, in and out of the glove. Could he have time? A good arm is not in time. And Geralamick kind of got jammed there a little bit. It tried to glove it quickly, not able to do it so, and fires across in time, but good speed down the line. Beats the throw out. So runner on with 1 out, Bedard holding on Allison. Pass ball. Misses up. The count is 1-0. Moeller, good size frame, and is a lefty. Got some good command of the ball as well, and pitched well for the organization. His back pick attempt, Bedard puts the tag on, and nothing doing there, and the count's 2-0. As I mentioned, Mason from Florida. And Moeller gets Allison to cut it foul. Correction, Frankie at bat there, and the count is 2-1. And Moeller lets that fly and out of the zone. The count goes to 3-1. Moeller, good pitch there in the glove, foul tip. And the count goes full at 3-2. Runner goes, ball cut foul. So Moeller steps off, he'll reset. 3-2 count holds here. And Moeller, strike called there, and that'll do it. So good work. The lefty comes in, and Frankie will have a seat. Moeller gets the K. Back to the top of the order, the leadoff man, Liam Snyder, will step in, the catcher for the club. Showing some good defensive skills here for a team stacked here today. Solid catcher, and see what he can do here with Moeller. count is 1-0. And a ball out. And a 2-0 count to the leadoff hitter, Liam Snyder. And a strike there. So Moeller makes the adjustment, brings it in. And the count is 2-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Prospects in double digits at 15-1 here. And a ball's cut foul, and Bedard making a move towards the fence line, and no play there. So a 2-2 count. Moeller evens things up here with Snyder. Looking for a knock, Moeller looking for an out. Here in the bottom of the 5th, the 2025 UBC here in Southern California. As I mentioned, we're at the Vanguard University Baseball Complex. A beautiful field here, tucked away very nicely. Pitch on the way. And almost hitting there. So full count here. The 3-2 pitch. Time is called. Snyder will step out, and Moeller will step off. Frankie over on the first base side as Bedard will range up with 2 outs. And well hit ball gets through 5-6 hole. So Snyder gets a poke and finds himself on board with a single. Frankie will move up 90 feet to second, and Landon will step in. And a LaManna lefty-lefty matchup here. Dale, our head umpire here, keeping things moving along. And we're ready to go as he puts it in. Moeller ready to go. Righty-lefty matchup. Gerolamick ranged up, defense all the way. Curve. That ball had some movement on it. Upstairs for the ball, though. Looked like a slider. And Moeller makes the adjustment, gets the strike called there. Mason has been effective for the Prospects since joining the organization. They use him in multiple roles within the organization, but a solid lefty. And jammed in on the hands there. LaManna takes a cut, and the count is 1-2 as Moeller works ahead. So Moeller, the 1-2 pitch, runs it outside, and the count goes to 2-2. So the Prospects here in the bottom of the 5th. The run rule is in effect here if they get the out. And a ball out. The count goes full at 3-2. So Landon staying disciplined at the plate, looking for something here with runners at first and second. And swing and a miss. That'll do it. Strike 3, and that's the ball game, folks, as the Prospects in the run rule will kick in here, and the Prospects do it. They strike early with some heavy hitting going on in the first couple of innings, and we'll continue to move on as Stack team put themselves out there. Coach Kevin, Coach Carlos Avila shaking hands, and some fine young players in the Stacked organization. And all these young men are 14 years old. It's hard to believe they play like older men. They play very well. And, of course, sportsmanship will prevail. That's really what it's about at the end of the day, as these young players will continue their journey here. It's been a pleasure. Chris Aller with the call, the 2025 Perfect Game UBC tournament here in Southern California. Day number 3 will continue on, 1 game per day, and the prospects will continue their journey tomorrow as well as Stack. For now, we'll say so long from the Vanguard baseball field here in Southern California. This has been a good one. The prospects in fine fashion take it 15-1. For now, we'll say so long. Have a great day here in sunny Southern California. Thank you for joining us.